Hi, welcome back. I'm Melissa Muir. In this video, I'm excited to introduce you to the new brushless portable micromotor from Foredom. Let's jump in and take a look at the new 2030. So this micromotor looks just like the 1030. Now, the big difference is our handpiece, and that is the micromotor itself. And this is now brushless, meaning that I don't have to take care of anything in here. I never have to worry about blowing out anything. I never have to worry about greasing anything, and I never have to worry about changing brushes. So let's talk about some of the features of this machine and how it works. Portable micromotors are wonderful, not necessarily heavy duty, but they're going to be great for anything that you need to do kind of on the run. Very easy operation. All I need to do is plug in the handpiece and tighten that up. To power on the micromotor, all I need to do is press and hold this power button for about 3 seconds, and you'll see that it's going to light up. Now, right now, I have it set at 0, 0. That is not the same thing as off. This just means that the motor is not currently running. However, if I change the speed, I will then start to run my handpiece. So be very cautious with that if you are going to run that and not hold this. It does have a forward and a reverse option here on the side, and it's going to be indicated by the reverse button here on the top. Now, there's also an optional foot pedal that you can purchase, and you can control that here on this side, and then you can plug it in down here at the bottom of that machine. Now, this machine will go from 0 to 35,000 RPM. Now, you'd want to make sure that you're paying attention to the manufacturer's speed of any accessories that you use in the micromotor handpieces. And that's going to be true of any type of flex shaft or micromotor that you're going to be using. In this situation, for me as a jeweler, most of mine are rated anywhere from 5 to 10,000 RPM and nothing above that. So I want to make sure I'm paying attention to that. Anytime the machine is not in use, it is very highly suggested that you keep an item, whether it be a blank mandrel or some other accessory, installed into the collet. Now, the machine will come with one of 2 collets installed, and that depends on how you order this. You can have a 3/32 or a 1/8 inch, and that's going to allow you to have a quick change operation. One of the things I like to do with mine is swap out that 3/32 for a 3mm collet or the 1/8 inch, and that's going to allow me to change out the different accessories and use those that are a little bit larger. And then with a collet adapter, I can then use those that are smaller. Now, to swap any of these out, I'm just going to rotate the top of this handpiece. That is going to release the collet. Anytime I remove an accessory, I always push it down first and then pull it out. And that's going to release any tension that might be here in the collet itself. And then I can take my accessory, add in the new one, and then rotate this and click it back into place to close that. And I am now ready to begin working. And I can just change my speed here up to wherever I need, and I'm ready to work. Now, again, to swap my accessory out, I'm going to rotate this top part counterclockwise, pull out my accessory, replace the new one, or if I'm done for the day, putting in a blank mandrel, and then I'll rotate this back clockwise, and I'm now ready to rest it. When I'm finished for the day, I can either turn this machine off by, again, holding that power button for about 2 to 3 seconds, or if there is no activity that's happened, the machine will automatically turn off after about 3 minutes. To charge this, all we would need to do is plug in the included power cord and let that charge. The first time you charge this up, it's going to take about 5 hours. All of the rest of the times, if you've taken it all the way down, it will take about 4 hours. Once you've charged this, you have about 6 to 7 hours of working time. Now, in my testing, I did both drilling and polishing. As far as torque goes, it is not going to have near the same kind of torque with a larger machine, whether that be a flex shaft or any of the other micromotors. This one's going to have about 2, just under 3 Newton centimeters of torque. Whereas if you compare that to some other micromotors, those can be anywhere between 8 to 15 Newton centimeters torque. And then you take that to a flex shaft and there's just no comparison. However, However, this is going to be something that's great for, like I said, when you're on the go, say you're at a show or something like that, and you just need something very portable. Maybe you don't have power, so you're not going to be taking a flex shaft with you or one of the other powered micromotors. Now, like I said, this machine is going to be a little lighter on the power when it comes to torque. Now, that's going to affect things like drilling. That is not going to affect too much things like polishing or sanding. As I tested this out, if I pressed while I was drilling something, I was able to stall the machine and get it to throw an error. And that is a safety feature so that you don't ruin the machine or that micromotor itself. But when it came time to do things like polishing or sanding, then this thing was wonderful. So this would be something I would take with me to a show or to a pop-up or something like that, where I just needed to have a little bit of power. Something that maybe I needed to clean things up, maybe I needed to drill a hole, maybe I needed to reset a seat for a stone. I'm going to be able to do that, but I'm also going to have to realize that it's not going to be like when I'm using a stronger micromotor or a flex shaft. This is going to be a great companion for when I travel. Just like all of the Foredom family of tools, this one I still felt was very well built. They take pride in the fact that if you take care of your machine, it should last you a lifetime. And I don't think that this one would be much of an exception to that. I will include links to everything down below in the description. As always, if you have more questions, make sure you drop those down in the comments section and we will get back to you. If you like these videos, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you don't miss any notifications. We'll see you guys next time.